Hi everyone, it's Killshot 99 Gaming. This is The Walking Dead Season 9, Episode 13 update. The Red Fair officially begins this weekend. It does feel like a holiday. I know many of you have asked, are there going to be spoilers? There are going to be some minor spoilers in today's stream. We got spoiler videos posted, so if you want the full spoiler, go back and watch that. We've done spoilers today. We've done rants. We've done highwaymen, anything. But this is going to be a little bit of speculation with some spoiler sprinkles. How about that? It's not going to be a super long stream because, of course, you guys know I'm going to check out Captain Marvel tonight. But we've been having a lot of fun with the streams. And the big announcement, I guess, and at least for me, is that the Red Fair becomes official this week. But it's going to be little bits and pieces of it. So no major Red Fair events, just the fact of, you can see, looks like they're watching paint dry. Does not look like there's a lot of stuff going on at the Red Fair. And there's a reason for that. Because people are on their way to the fair, and it does appear as if they're being sidetracked or slowed down, or there's some diversions. We know that Daryl obviously is busy, so Daryl's not immediately there. Tara's group does get slowed down a little bit. And we've got this other group out there that we know of called the Highwaymen. And the Highwaymen have been writing letters. There's tolls. And I think some of the... and Leanne is here. So Leanne, this is right at the edge. Not major spoiler stuff. But the Highwaymen will be allowed to go to the fair. So you probably heard the earlier stream there. So that's the news. Now, we don't know what they're going to do there, and they're not going to be there this week. So they are going to be allowed, and that's going to be in 15 when all the events go down. So the way it kind of plays out is like this. This week is, the whole Daryl Beta thing, all of that stuff going on. But the groups are converging, and they're trying to get here. And then next week is going to be the flashback. And then 15 is going to be where everything really, really goes down. So, and you guys probably heard a little bit of my manufactured rant earlier. I like to get fired up every once in a while. No real venom, no real hate there. But we've only got 4 episodes left. And this week is going to be the trip to the fair, and next week's going to be the flashback. That only gives us 2 episodes for all this to really go down. Now, I hate to say it, because we've done some bold predictions, and if you guys are with me on this, everybody give me hashtag TWD Red Fair. I need to see it. I need to feel it. I need to get into the minds of the writers. We need to make it just go completely trending and viral. But it's feeling more and more like they're just going to have the fair and trick people to go out, kill them, and then go back in and trick people to go out. And it's going to be a big letdown, because you guys know for like 3 months, maybe 2 months, I've been just super pumped about how I'm visualizing this thing going down. Music and drink and movies and just a whole lot of things. But from what I've seen, and this picture, it doesn't really look like there's going to be a whole lot of people at this fair, does it? I mean, this looks like a flea market, and not a whole lot of goods and not a whole lot of buyers. And on top of that, this is like a party of 2, and even the people that got invited to the party are late. So it's scaring me a little bit. I got to be completely honest with you. There's a lot of space here. There's not a whole lot of people. And it's not like everybody left Alexandria to get there. It's not like, it doesn't look like everybody's leaving the hilltop to get there. I was expecting all these groups just to have like several hundred people show up. But if you guys have seen some of the sneak peek pictures, Tara's group is only, about 8 people. And then the group coming from Alexandria, the ones we saw, did not have Michonne and a couple other people. So, granted, there are going to be multiple, I hate using the word convoy. I don't know if it's going to be a convoy. But there's going to be multiple groups, I guess, getting there. But if part of this week's episode, and they're saying, Tara finally gets there at the end, and she's saying like, oh, I thought Daryl's going to be here. It feels like that birthday party where you invited like 100 people, and everybody went to somebody else's birthday party. Now, not that I'm speaking from experience, that that's ever happened to me, but it's like, where is everybody? And then you got to get that one or two, people to show up so the party kind of starts. This doesn't look like this does look like it's going to be kind of funny. And I'm really looking forward to the dialogue between the two. I almost want to use this as a caption. So that leads us to the next topic, which is the fair is not, I guess, really about trading goods. From Ezekiel's standpoint, it's more of a just getting all the family together. But from the bigger universe of The Walking Dead, it's about how bad these events are going to be that take place. And if, in fact, the largest group that shows up at the fair could be the Whispers, maybe. So I didn't want to get too much into, everything that's going to go down, but I guess we needed to soften the blow a little bit because it's been it's been a couple months of hype, honestly. So Mark says Ezekiel did call it a trade fair, but Mark, did you see that little cart of goods coming from Alexandria? I mean, that didn't look like a whole lot of stuff. I got to think for this event to be successful, there's at least got to be a few hundred people. And I just would have liked to seen more people marching toward the kingdom. Now, one caveat to that, maybe they left a day or two early. Maybe they're already there. But looking at Carol and Nabila, it doesn't look like there's a whole lot of people there. No bouncy houses. So Swamp, 50-50. Will kids be there? Judith, RJ, and Gracie be in the mix? It's a good question. I assume if there's going to be movie night, the kids have to be there. Eugene going to be... it brings up a good question. See, here's the thing. We don't know. We don't know if Eugene's going to be there, Rosita, or Father G. We assume. And I just had this image of everybody. Not people staying behind in Alexandria, and Alexandria is mostly empty. I expect this to be like a day of filming where, what's the point of doing if not many people are going to show up? Like I said, it's still too early to tell, and maybe just for filming purposes, the spoilers and the teasers and the sneak peeks that we've seen, they're just filming small groups, and we have to assume that other people, they're not all traveling together. Like, you guys leave, and then, okay, we got another cart leaving in a couple hours. So possibly that's the way it goes down. I got my fingers crossed for that. You would just hate for, and we don't even know how many highwaymen there are. So if there's, 10 highwaymen, then one would have to assume there's at least going to be a couple hundred people from the other communities. Whole lot of extras. Danny K, Henry gets Lydia. Well, I don't think Henry and Lydia are even going to make it to the fair, to be honest. So here's the question I have for you guys. Just sort of help me visualize this. If a few people arrived early and they're set up and they're ready to go, Ezekiel's, got the kids ready to watch a movie, and then he comes out, and then Tara and group show up. And finally, at the end of the episode. And that's going to be, I guess, a little bit of our carryover. And Tara is supposedly going to break the news to Carol at some point. Hey, where's Daryl? He's not here. Oh. And then you assume that Tara and Carol are going to have some words. I think that's going to take the whole party vibe out of things. And if Daryl and company are looking to go to Alexandria, then they're never going to be here when all of this goes down. But there are rumors out there that Henry gets captured again. So it just doesn't make a lot of sense based on really 3 episodes and a flashback. So, and I don't do this a lot because most of, you guys know, Spoiling Dead's fan page spoilers are pretty good. But a couple of the rumors that are out there, just, there's a couple things that don't line up right now. And that would be a rumor of whether or not Henry gets captured again or Henry has a confrontation with Alpha. And some people are even predicting that Alpha's going to kill all the highwaymen. The highwaymen are going to be out there guarding the road. What do you guys think about that? Would that be kind of a waste of an introduction of the highwaymen? Edgar wants to know, who do I think will die with Magna's group? Luke. Luke, and Luke. So, follow-up question for the group. Will Daryl, Henry, Connie, Lydia make it to the fair? And if they did, wouldn't you think that all the events would be canceled? Now, I guess it's possible, theoretically, that the fair is a multi-day event. Well, let me give you an alternate scenario, what could happen. Because we still need to find out how Alpha and Beta get together and meet up outside the fair. Like I said, I'm not going to go through the spoilers, you guys know, because there are some people who don't want them. But after the fight with Daryl, we've seen that there is a picture of Alpha and Beta standing beside each other, and they're outside, and Alpha's like, shh, they're getting ready to take over. So, if Daryl, Connie, Henry, and Lydia escape, in theory, they could go to Kingdom. And Beta may follow them to Kingdom. And Alpha could be following the other caravan of people from the hilltop. And then they're going to meet outside the gates, out in the woods and do what they're going to do. So I guess that would make sense. Daryl would have to change his mind and sort of go to Kingdom and lead Beta there. That's a possibility. Oh, Michelle G., we're waiting on the Symphony of Awesome. I might have been a little bit drastic earlier when I kind of spoiled that the Symphony of Awesome, Luke and Alden were going to sing Shallow. We'll come up with our own lyrics for it. But yeah, I mean, I don't think this week's episode is going to give us any more insight into the fair other than we know who's going to be there. We're going to see groups of people, and we're just going to have to wait it out, everybody. I mean, we're going to have some speculation, but it's going to be 2 long weeks before we get to this major event, and it is the event of the season because it's going to lead to the border scene. It's going to lead to, the capture and whatever happens at the end. But part of the reason why I think this fair has to happen the way we predicted, I don't think it can just be call a few people out, decapitate them, call a person out. Because one of the big rumors out there, and Ella Smith, you can back me up on this because I know you and I have been talking about this quite a bit throughout the last few weeks. is the scene is supposed to end with some snow and people leaving the kingdom and going to Hilltop. So there's a couple things in my mind that have to happen for them to leave the kingdom. Is one, Ezekiel probably needs to die, and number two, the kingdom needs to be overran. If it's just, a few random deaths, I don't know that you leave the kingdom. Well, I guess number three, you got to pick a central place and say, look, this is the best place that we can all guard. So we need everybody to leave Alexandria, leave kingdom, and just let's regroup. So, that's a possibility too. But I've just sort of been playing it out that the kingdom has to be just kind of wrecked. What's up, Leprechaun? With the Terra timer. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. And you're going to get to see some Terra. You're going to see, Terra's walking around with a hatchet. Someone called it an axe today. Looks like a hatchet to me. Terra's rocking the Rick Grimes arsenal. Yeah, Damon, I don't know 75%. But I'm certainly thinking that there's got to be some carnage. And admittedly, at least from our group, the 99 Army, the subs, some of our fan club, I have to be honest and say that the majority of our group is less than excited about the introduction of the Whispers. And I don't know if it's because we were just expecting more dark, more killing faster, more evil, and they haven't really delivered on that yet. Look, there's time. I understand there's time. But if you're going to fall a little bit short on the Whisper, I'm not going to say failed, but I think they're a little bit short of expectation. They're going to have to really come through with this event, with this fair. Well, and they've got two opportunities. Don't get me wrong. The flashback, I think, is a big opportunity, too. The flashback scene is probably going to be one of the best episodes up until 15, in my mind, because if they tell a good story around that, that'll kind of get our interest going. It won't feel like a filler. It's going to feel like a clue, something we've been waiting on. But it just seems like to me, and look, one of those episodes is going to be 2 hours, I guess. So yeah, you got a double episode. That'll be time to 2-hour finale. I'm sure the finale will be 2 hours, right? So the fair could really be in full effect in 15, and then a lot of the death happen in 16, if it's going to be a 2-hour episode. Yeah, but Bailey, 90 minutes of flashback, that's great, but that doesn't help me with the Alpha story, since that's going to be the flashback. I need to know 15 and 16. I need to know how much Whisper action we're going to see. Which, is very bizarre, because I was not pulling for mass exodus and Whispers killing everybody, but now I'm kind of anxious. I feel like there's a need for the story. There'll be more to come on that. So, hey, look, everybody, we're going to wind this thing down. We're about 20 minutes in. I do appreciate all of you being here. We've done just a collection of short streams. So if this is a little too short of a stream, go back and watch the previous videos we did. We did a spoiler video this morning. We did a Highwaymen, a fun rant video. And a lot of people want us to do a weekly Walking Dead rant, so I may add it. I think what I'll do is we'll do a poll or a survey, and keep in mind, my rants are no hate to The Walking Dead. Mine are silly hypotheticals, a whole bunch of stuff that we can kind of chat and mess around with a little bit. But if you guys want to see that, then we'll put a poll up, and I'll let you guys choose a topic, and then we'll just kind of go nuts with it. As you guys also know, we're going to we'll have our 11 o'clock stream tomorrow, Walking Dead topic, and then tomorrow night at 8 we are doing our Freestyle Friday, but it's going to be on Saturday night. So hang out with us for that. That's going to be a lot of fun. I am out to go check out Captain Marvel, so we might even do a Captain Marvel reaction if you guys have already seen it. If not, then maybe you can just hang out and talk about it with us. If you think you're going to wait for it, then you might want a spoiler or two. So I appreciate everything that you guys do. Just a shout out to the Patreons, to the channel members, to the moderators, Emmy, Steph, Tommy, Kells, to all the super chatters throughout the day, and of course the 999 Army. You guys are absolutely wonderful. Thanks for being a part of the early streams. We did 9, 12, 3, and 6, so it's been a full day. It'll be a couple streams tomorrow, and of course a full day on Sunday. We've just went over 85,000 subs. We are almost at 1,000 Facebook fans, and we just hit 75 Patreons. Unbelievable numbers. Thank you to each and every one of you, and we're selling a boatload of gear too. If you guys are interested in becoming a Patreon or a member, then there's a link down below. But I do appreciate you guys being here every day and being part of the 999 Army as well. Thanks, everybody, and I will talk to you all tomorrow at 11 a.m. Have a good evening. Peace.